go through all of that good stuff. And so we appreciate all of you that are jumping on. And we have some incredible things that we're going to share today, some nuggets. And, you know, for those of you that are out there that are looking for something, that want to take your life to the next level, we're going to share with you why you should say yes to partnering with us. All right. So happy Monday, everybody out there. Are we good? Whew. You good?
That's a lot.
Right, you seem a little stressed. You okay?
No, I'm not stressed. I just, I see how I focused.
Have a sip.
See how I focused, right? So I had to hyper focus on that. What's going on, y'all?
You know, I know, it's nothing like not getting technology to work right when, you got people looking at you, people jumping on something.
That part don't bother me.
Well,
I know it bothers some people, but
no, you know what? It's just, I like challenges. So, therefore.
You say you like challenges?
Well, you know what? I won't say, well, let me put it this way. I function well in the midst of a challenge. Okay? Like I handle them when they come. I handle them very well. I've learned to not panic in the midst of it, right? Because that wasn't always me. I used to panic in the midst of things. But now I've learned, right, that it's better to remain calm in the situation in order to figure that thing out, right? And that it will all work out in the midst of the process. So I can say that is one of the things that I've learned in being an entrepreneur, right?
So guys, again, as Pam just said, welcome to the Live at 5 with Nate and Pam. I am Nate McCray, the IO CEO, and this is the butterfly herself, Miss Pam McCray. Why are we before you today? As we promised, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I believe.
That's true.
We will be before you, giving you guys various topics, talking to you about various things, doing what we do best. One of the things we do best is sharing our experience with all of you guys out there, because we wholeheartedly believe that no matter who you are, your success is fully dependent on how well or how often, or if you even help anybody do anything, right? Some way, shape, form, or fashion, you got to help people win.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely. So before you do that, I just want to make sure you have, because I know you're on my page, or did you share it to your page?
I did not.
Can
you handle it?
No, I can't.
How can I?
Oh, you can't do it.
I can do it from here.
You can do it from there.
Go ahead.
All right. Awesome. So with that being said, what did you just say? With that being said,
come on, Mrs. Multitasker.
Right,
you're supposed to be able to hear what I'm saying.
I know, right?
Do what you're doing.
Right?
No, hold on. You have look. I was joking. Pam will shut you out.
I will totally shut you out.
It's just keep.
You could be right here standing next to me, and when I am focused on something, I don't even hear the words that are coming out of your mouth. And I don't know if that's a gift or a curse, but I can tell you when I am focused on something, I'm focused for real. So I can say that when it comes time to business and being an entrepreneur, it has really been helpful to me, because I'm that person that if I don't zone in and I don't really focus and I don't have a plan, then I will be all over the place. But I learned a long time ago that I had to fix that and I had to change that, because otherwise what would end up happening is when I didn't have a plan and when I didn't focus, I would allow other people's lack of planning to constitute an emergency on my behalf. And then guess what? The things that I needed to do in order to grow me and in order to grow my business was not happening. So that is one reason why I think I learned to really tone out things, to tune in to what I need to be tuned in, to not look to the left, to not look to the right, in order to stay laser focused on the direction that I'm going.
So I got a problem. So I can't.
You can't do it?
Oh, you know what?
It's okay.
Let me get my laptop. I could do it on my iPad.
All right, guys. So anyway, while Nate is getting situated, we just want to say again, today we are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We are going live with a different topic on various things in which kind of definitely fall into the very thing that we represent. We represent mind, body, and money, right? Understanding that, at the end of the day, God is first in everything, but then you got to begin to work on your mindset, because when you work on your mindset, your entire life will begin to change, especially when it comes time to having goals, to having dreams, to having that that mindset that is going to allow you to get from that position where you are today, to get unstuck and to carry yourself to the next level. Because it wasn't until we began to change our mind that our life really began to change, and we had to understand, and we had to elevate, and we had to do it every single day. It's not something that you just do sometimes, but you got to do it all the times. But when you get that mind in check, then you will understand that your health is your greatest wealth, okay? Because if we do not take care of our bodies, if we do not take care of our overall health, because your health is your spiritual health, it's your mental health, it's your physical health, it's your emotional health, it's your social health, it is the totality of your health, right? That body piece. And now you're able to really be able to live life to the fullest. But if you don't take care of yourself, just get sick. And you'll see how that hinders you in moving forward in life, right? And then that financial piece, because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we were not created to struggle. All right, we were created to live life to the fullest. So how do we do that? How do we break out of the rat race? How do we get ourselves to that mindset of understanding that, you know what, if we got to work that 9 to 5, it's okay. But we don't have to stop there. We don't have to settle. Because I remember when the job failed us 10 years ago and we looked up, broke, bankrupt, lost everything. We wish that we had a job, okay? But it wasn't intended for that to be our story. And we're thankful because through the challenges and the mindset development and the growth and the time that we have put into ourselves and that we continue to put into ourselves every single day, we realize that, you know what, in order for us to really be able to create legacy, in order for us to be able to create the life that we've always dreamed of, yes, entrepreneurship is not easy. Okay, it is a daily grind, but it's a process in which you're willing to do what others won't do for a shorter period of time in order to have and to be able to do what others won't be able to do, right? And so we understood that having multiple streams of income that we can control was a better way for us. And to that person out there, that if you're working at 9 to 5, but you are struggling, or you're living paycheck to paycheck, or you realize that you could never really outshine the owner, the CEO, and be able to create that freedom, then we're living in a season right now where you have to add some streams of income. Everything is through the roof, right? The cost of living, food, everything is through the roof. Prices are climbing, gas, everything. So therefore, we got two choices. It's either we're going to start to let go of things, get rid of it, right? Sometimes that's necessary, but how much are you willing to let go, right? When God says that, you know what, all of his promises are yes and amen. We weren't intended to lack. So that means we got to add to the situation by now creating some additional streams of income. And that's what we love and that's what we do. And we have streams that can really help people.
Okay, did we talk about any other topic?
No, but I was just trying to hold it down. And
I want you to hold it down with the topic.
Okay, so let me focus. Let me focus.
Yeah, let's focus.
All right. So let's
Can
focus,
you read
guys.
that?
Yeah, I can read that.
Okay, cool. That's long.
I can see far. I can't see up close.
Mhm.
So you can see up close.
Mhm.
So see, we complement each other. We don't complete each other. We
All
complement.
right, so let me
one
get my
another.
Captain Morgan on.
All right.
So we can get into this, because I think the topic for today is building a business with purpose, and navigating entrepreneurship and our lessons learned.
Oh wow.
Right.
We have to connect.
So,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
y'all, that's a challenge for me. It is.
I'm focused.
This is a challenge for me. But anyway,
Okay.
right? So as we navigate entrepreneurship, guys, it's tough. So the biggest part of entrepreneurship is the mental. We're going to stray away from some of what we have, and we're going to go into some things, but because I got some high points that I really want to hit, because some of the lessons learned for us, one of the biggest lessons is evolution, right? And Pam knows me. I don't like to stay on task when it comes to certain things, because entrepreneurship is a passion
Right.
of mine and hers as well. And purpose is also purpose is my purpose. So when we talk about being an entrepreneur this day and age, entrepreneurs are a little bit different. And they're a little bit different. I can't say they're a little bit, they are a lot different. right? Back in the day, we heard that term a lot. Back in the day, it was entrepreneurs were able to go out and build a house. You go build a house, you fix a car, you put some shingles on the house, whatever it is, you fix some walls. That was entrepreneurship, right? You can get a little spare change on the side. Now everything has morphed, everything has evolved.
Right.
So now you have to really have a mindset that says, okay, what am I going to do? But more importantly, what do I want? What do I want, right? We heard Oprah Winfrey say, well, I heard Oprah Winfrey say that most people fail because they don't know what they want.
Right.
So as an entrepreneur, you first have to ask yourself what you want. So it's not, okay, I'm going to go get the bag and then figure out what I want. You get the bag because you know what you want, right? And I don't even normally call money the bag. Right. So I'm just saying that for somebody else to see how you got to evolve things a little bit. You got to be able to ebb and flow with what's going on while not compromising your character.
Absolutely.
Right? While not compromising your character. But at first you need to know, what do I stand for? What do I want? What am I going to be asked to compromise? Because if you don't know what your values are, you don't know what your morals are, that means if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything.
You know what? And that's very important that you talk about that, not compromising your values for the things that you desire and the things that you believe in. That's very important, and the way that you don't compromise it is because you have to understand who you are. You have to really understand your why, because I can truly speak to that because I've been placed in that position, right? We have been placed in that position. And being an entrepreneur,
we all have.
We all have. I'm sure everybody has, but we've been placed in that position in which, we had to make decisions along the way, which weren't the popular decision, right? But it was because of the fact of knowing who we are, right? Understanding our values and really knowing our why, that we were able to push through it and to not compromise our values and what we believe in order to achieve what we wanted to be able to achieve. And that's very important because it is so true. If you don't know what you want, you will fall for everything. So you got to make a decision to stand for something and to not sway for the things that you stand from, no matter what kind of challenges, no matter what kind of hurdles come your way, no matter what is involved. But when you understand your purpose and you're on purpose and moving in your purpose, God will end up working it all out. So you just got to make sure that you don't fall for any nonsense that you don't believe in.
Absolutely. I like what you said, nonsense. Fall for any nonsense. That was an old school word, right?
Nonsense.
So we got about 10 things that we're going to go through that are really going to solidify some things for you. But here's the piece that we all have to get to, right? Because I talk a lot about, what are you looking for? Being very definitive, knowing what you want, being definitive and saying, okay, this is what I'm going for, and this is how I'm going to get it. So once you start learning what those things are, your entrepreneurial prowess really kicks in.
It does.
And now you start to really going down the road that was really purposed for you. And as you start going down that road, you start making determinations on certain things. This works, that doesn't work. I'm gonna throw this out, I'm gonna keep this. And you start to get more in tune with who you really are. And that thing called mediocrity always steps up.
Always.
Right? So here's the thing about mediocrity. Mediocrity is like being the Oreo filling in an Oreo cookie, right? And don't stop. Don't even go into Oreos right now, right? So you're the filling. There's a push and there's a pull, right? So let me relate it to you this way. When you're an entrepreneur, there is a pulling. I don't want to say a call. There's a pulling on your life that says you have to be above average. Is that true? Absolutely, it is. Because you're doing something that the average person isn't doing.
Right.
So that means that there's always the push-pull factor. And I want you guys to understand what I'm saying, because I'm going to say this and you got to hear my heart. When you have people that are below average, they're always pulling on you. things, people, places, and things. They're always pulling on you, right? Then here you are at average, just trying to survive. And then here are the people at above average.
Mm-hmm.
These people are standing on you. They're pushing you. They're standing on you to get where they need to be. Now, I know we got this thing in our mind, right? Mm-hmm. We got this thing in our mind that says, oh, when they get there, they're going to give me a call and tell me to come on up. No, they're not, right? That's why we talk about being close to the people that are rising so you can be on your journey. If you're still staying average and your hand's not up to be pulled up, you will be stood on.
Right.
We call that the shark mentality,
mm-hmm.
right? Sharks, they have a mentality to where when it's time to eat, I'm gonna eat. When I'm hungry, I'm getting whatever I can get, right? Same with the lions, same with eagles. But you guys got to understand the mentality and stop living in this fantasy world that when it's my time, it's just gonna happen. No, when it's your time means your turn means you're lifting your hand saying, pull me up. I'm ready. And you signify that you're ready. You signify that you're ready by the work that you're doing, the action that you're taking. And that's with anything that you do as an entrepreneur. I'm not talking about on your job and your next promotion. I'm not talking about that. There's a ceiling there. I'm talking about being an entrepreneur. What is it? What is the definition of an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is a person that is doing more than everybody else and taking more risk than everybody else.
Right.
That's what an entrepreneur is. You're putting out more money than everybody else because you have a vision. You visualize something. Some people are like, nah, I'm an entrepreneur. No, you're not, because you're sitting around waiting for things to happen. And that's not what entrepreneurs do, because every day is not a sunny day.
No.
Every day you don't see a rainbow. Every day you don't wake up and everything's in place.
Right.
Right. So that means the hands got to be up.
Right.
Right. And you got to, if you see somebody, and this is what we mean, even in my book, when I'm talking to them about marketing, I'm talking, when you find somebody that's going somewhere you want to go, this is what you do.
This is what you do. You
lock arms. Right. You don't let your ego get in the way. You're not like, well, shoot, I know just as much as they know. I'm this on the job. I did this. I've been there. I've done that. That level of ego, all it does is keeps you in the same position.
Right. You have to.
Right. So you gotta humble yourself enough to say, I see where you're going. Let me lock arms with you. And along the way, you're gonna teach me some things. And guess what? A great leader learns things as well as they go. So this becomes not a domineering, this becomes a partnership. Right? Now we're learning from one another and we're rising together, but that doesn't happen until you put your arm up. Until that happens, then you're just being stepped on. People are constantly stepping on you at the mediocre level, right? And constantly pushing on you. And while people at the below average level are constantly pulling on you, so therefore you're constantly sinking, right? I wish I could tell you guys it was anything other than that. I could be real nice and put on the rose-colored glasses and just tell you guys, don't worry about it. Just sit there, get a ham sandwich, right? Get you some juice. And when it's your turn, it will just come and tap you on the shoulder and say, it's your turn.
Right.
People that get things that they want in life, guess what they do? They take them. Because it's theirs. They go and they just take what they want. They identify it. Listen to what I said. They identify it. There's a problem with a lot of people right there. People don't identify what they want. Now, some of you will generalize and say, I want a lot of money. I just want to get a lot of money. I want $1 million. Well, it doesn't work like that. Right? And I think we know that, but we get to a point to where we fall into this slump that says, I can just sit here and wait because God got me. God got me. When it's my turn, He gonna come and get me. Guys,
right.
God is already telling you what you need to do, but
gotta
you're
put in
not
work.
listening. Some of you are, and I take my hat off to you, right? Some of you are doing it because, and this is resonating with some of y'all, right? This is resonating with my true entrepreneurs out there, but some of y'all, this is pissing y'all off. Some of y'all mad right now because you think I'm talking down to you. Some of y'all saying, who does he think he is, right? Because I'm telling the truth, because the truth hurts. And I always say, if the shoe doesn't fit, why are you putting it on your foot?
Right.
Don't worry. If I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking to you. You got to be real with yourself, right? So when we're looking at the pressing and the pulling, you want to be the person that's reaching. You want to be the person that's reaching, locking arms with somebody and saying, I want to go where you're going. And I'm not too proud to say I need help. I want to pick your brain.
But how does that person go where they're going? Because a lot of people, quote unquote, lock arms. maybe they're not locking arms.
They're not locking arms.
They're not locking arms. That's what they're doing. They're just doing this, or they just reaching or something. Because people get involved in things, or they find individuals and they don't move. But the individual is moving, so that's not locking arms.
Right.
That's creating conditions in your mind.
That's just called hanging around.
Yeah, that's just hanging around.
That's just called hanging around.
To thinking that you're doing something, but you're really not.
So I'll give you a good example. Take here's the arguable opinion for y'all, not for me. I know that Michael Jordan is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all times, right? He is on the court and off the court. He is the most successful athlete of all times, right? So what does that mean? If Michael Jordan came in to the gym when he was in his prime, when he was playing ball, and he said, or he walked up to me outside of the gym, he said, I'm gonna teach you how to play basketball. Meet me at the gym. Okay, I'm gonna say, okay. No, I'm gonna ask what time you gonna be there, Mike. I'm gonna be there at 6 a.m. So I'm gonna get there at 5:45, maybe 5:30, right? To make sure I'm there, right? And then I'm just gonna sit in the bleachers and watch. No, I'm bringing my shoes.
Right.
I'm bringing my shoes. I'm making sure I'm hydrated. I'm making sure that I got enough sleep the night before. I'm making sure that when I show up at the gym, I got my nutrition is on point. I'm like, show me what I need to know, Mike. Show me, teach me. And I'm there. Me and him touching the ball. He's passing it to me, showing me what I need to do. That's locking arms. I'm not just watching, I'm actually doing what he's telling me to do because he is where I want to be.
That's good.
But a lot of us contrast where we are and what we've accomplished in this that has gotten us that, and we want that, we stay here, locked in on what we have, ready to fight and ready to hold it. Instead of saying, you know what? I already have this. I want that. Let me lock arms over here and humble myself. And you know what? Whatever I got to do, tell me what I got to do. Because I believe in you. I trust you. I know that you're not going to tell me to do anything that's not relevant to what I'm trying to get. Mm-hmm. That's what a good coach does. Right? And I always say, Pam, not everybody has to have a mentor. But everybody needs a good battle-tested coach, right? So that's what locking arms as an entrepreneur really means. And when you look at what it is that you want, you have to have a moment in time, Pam, when you say, I get it. What is the date that you just said, you know what? I get it. If some of you guys, I don't care if you're watching this live, I don't care if you watch it later, whatever your date is, when you woke up and you said, you know what? I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. Whatever that date is, put it in chat. Put it in chat. And while you're at it, whatever your number is, put that in chat. How many times do you need to be told something before you actually do it? These are things that I constantly talk about that are relevant to you being a powerful entrepreneur. They're relevant for you being resilient, embracing failure, because you need all of this to know to have in your arsenal so that you can move forward, right? So whatever your date is, I can't see that. I don't know if you can see it, but if you see whatever your date is, put it in there. And your date is the date that you said, you know what, I woke up. That could have been for me. It was 2012, February 1st, 2012. That was my date when I said I'm sick and tired. What's this year?
2012.
This is 2024. That was what, 12 years ago? That was 12 years ago when I said, you know what, I'm pulling everything together.
Sick and tired.
And I'm gonna start moving. So what does that tell you? That tells you when I did that, I didn't have anybody. Pam didn't have anybody telling us blow for blow what to do. We had to discover some things on our own through trial and error, through good and bad, through deep and shallow, right? Through all of the nonsense that people take you through. Right? We had to go through that. And you guys are going through some of that yourselves right now. But what we're trying to tell you is that you may not arrive when you think you're supposed to arrive. You don't get there until you build a foundation that's strong enough to say, okay, now start to erect your ladder, right? Because we were still working on the roots, and most of us don't want to work on the roots.
That's the hardest part.
Yes. The most demanding part of all of this. But it's cute to say that we're an entrepreneur, right? But entrepreneurs do more, they invest more, they risk more. So if you're an entrepreneur, then raise your hand. Welcome to entrepreneurship. Right? So we want to get into some of these things really quickly because Pam and I believe that, what we offer as leaders, of entrepreneurs, even in our academy, IOD Academy, and how we lead people and develop people to be powerful entrepreneurs, empowered entrepreneurs. We believe that partnering with us, joining with us, even in our network marketing business, as we build powerful teams around the world, and we all lock arms, and we finally get our health right, and we get money out of the way, right? This is a big part of what we do because it all starts between the ears.
Did I mention I'm 8 pounds? No,
Did Pam mention she's 10 pounds down?
10 pounds down, 8 inches off my waistline. Did I mention that?
By using,
did I mention that?
By using the principles that we teach, right? Right. So the embracing the failure, right? Because Pam and I, we don't cut corners when it comes to people. Right. And training people. Our strong suit is, being a trainer of people, helping people understand where they are, who they are, where they're going, how they're going to get there, helping them connect the dots so that they can finally get that elusive thing that some people think they have called freedom. Because we understand, and it is our every waking moment to get you to understand that freedom is not free. So there's some work that has to go to it, right?
But it's worth fighting for.
It's worth fighting for.
It's worth fighting for because there's nothing like, having some goals and some dreams and some desires in life and getting up every single day and understanding that in the midst of those goals and those dreams and those desires, that it's really not about you, but it's about the people. It's about how many people can you help? How many lives can you impact? How many lives can you change? How many lives can you help along the way? And when we learn to understand that, in being that entrepreneur, that the challenges are really just designed for us to grow through them, to get through them in order to let that next person know that they're possible, that they too can get through it. And that's the reason why I always say that test, when you don't give up in the midst of it, it will become your testimony. The mess that we end up creating along the way is a part of our process, but we got to keep going through it in order for it to one day become our message, in order to give hope to that next person, to helping them to understand that there are other options out there when it comes time to creating the life that they want to create, to having the success that they want to have, to having the health that they deserve to have. You see, these are all the options that people have, but a lot of people end up settling for the things that life throws them, not understanding that they have the power. Literally, you have the power just like this, right in this very moment, to say no longer. It's called the shift. And when you shift your mindset into understanding that, you know what, it's all right here. All you got to do is grab it. All you got to do is go for it. All you got to do is take the risk, you know, in order to step into something new and to do it. That's when the change will begin to happen.
Absolutely. When you do something different.
Right.
It doesn't change until you do something different. And most people are I mean, they're afraid to step out, you know, on faith. And it really isn't the start. That's the hardest part, it's the middle. But watch this. Some of the things that you have to do as an entrepreneur is you have to be able to embrace failure.
Right.
You have to understand that failure is a part of your process.
Woo!
It builds
we
you,
know that
it
all
grows you, it hardens you. So when we say embrace it, it doesn't mean you wake up in the morning saying, you know, well, I'm going out here to fail miserably today.
No.
Right?
No.
Guess what? It's gonna happen whether you say I'm gonna do it or not.
Right.
You're gonna fail, but you wake up with an optimistic outlook on life, saying, you know what? I'm going out here to crush the day, right? And then when you go out there, guess what life is looking to do to you? Mm-hmm. Life is looking to crush you, right? So if it's looking to crush you and you're looking to crush it, somebody's gonna lose.
Right.
But you're gonna learn some lessons along the way. There's going to be some successes. There's going to be some failures, but we learn from them. We grow from them.
It's necessary.
Necessary.
And failing is necessary, because if I was to go back to the Pam 10 years ago, man, I had to fail. I had to go through the things that I went through in order to, you know, become the woman that I am today, and understanding that it's still a daily growth. Like, none of us have arrived. But I can truly say that I'm not the shy, timid person who couldn't stand in front of you and have a conversation, right? It was from the failure. It was from the moments of me getting in front of people and stuttering and shaking and not knowing what to say, but yet pushing through it and continue to doing the activities that I knew would create the change in me, so that I could go from that caterpillar to that butterfly. And that's why I call myself the butterfly, because that butterfly represents such an incredible transformation in which we all have to go through in life, you know, to really understanding that we already got what it takes, right? That greatness is inside of us, but you got to go through the process in order to fail forward to becoming who you need to be at that next level.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, so that's good.
So yeah, no, that's why we call it a butterfly, because there was always a moment she was a butterfly, but she was in the cocoon. So
right.
we just had to break.
For a long time.
We just had to keep killing her, keep crunching and getting yourself out of there, right? So she developed, right? So we're gonna blast through these, right? So that you guys understand some of the things that entrepreneurs have to have and what you have to go through in order to get there. And if it scares you, then you're not ready to be an entrepreneur, because what scares me is staying the same.
Absolutely. That should scare you more than anything else. So if you look like you did in 2023 today, you should be very afraid.
Very afraid.
Very afraid. Okay? Because
they already don't like me. Don't make them
don't even matter. What are you doing today? All right? What, like, for real, we've had incredible success, right, in network marketing, but what are we doing today? That's what matters at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, and here's the thing.
What are we doing today?
When people look at Pam and I, it's like network marketing is one thing, but Pam and I have aspirations and things that other outside of network marketing are doing, right? Because we want to be the complete entrepreneur. So that means Pam said in the beginning, we believe in multiple streams of income.
Absolutely.
Right? And they don't all pan out at the same time. That's why you have to be adaptable enough, which is the next term, adaptability, being flexible, right? Because everybody says multitask, right? This is how you become great at multitasking, because most people suck at it, but great entrepreneurs are good at it, right? So when it comes to, I got this iron in the fire, I got this iron and this iron and this iron. So you got 4 irons in the fire. Then you take one of those, you look at those 4 irons, you say, which one is yielding me the most income right now, right? So then you got that one that you focus on first. Which one is yielding me the second, third, and fourth? Then you put them and prioritize them in that order.
So now this is good, because let's talk to that person that has the multiple streams of income, right? Real quick, because sometimes you can have multiple streams of income, and now what can happen is the very thing that could yield you the income, you so all over the place, you know, or you doing so many different things to where to the world you're the jack of all trades and the master of absolutely nothing, right? So
I see what you're saying, but that's why you prioritize, right? Because you want to be.
Oh, I know the answer.
Right. The jack of all trades and the master of none was actually.
I know the answer. I just want you to talk about it.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad scenario because it really is the epitome of what multiple streams of income is. So you end up. And what Pam is saying, Pam is like the priority on the one that's bringing you the money, that's feeding the other three, right? That has to be the one that you spend the most time doing. That's where your time goes. And then the other ones are you're building the other ones. But being a jack of all trades, simply when that came out, that just meant that you're diverse. You have multiple things, multiple skill sets that you know how to do. My dad was the jack of all trades, right? And it says jack of all trade and the master of none. Now, watch this. When you take the jack of all trades and you could be the master of none, but in this day and age, even back in Henry Ford's time, right? The owner of Ford, the creator of Ford, he didn't have to be the master of any of it. He just pulled everything together. And he said, I don't know how to do all of this stuff, but I have a Rolodex full of people that do. So what does that mean now? We don't have Rolodexes full of people right now, right? Because we don't have Rolodexes no more, right? We have phones and we have those things, that thing that Pam just said, network.
That's the next thing on here.
We have a network.
Right? You got to build a strong network, all right? You know, as an entrepreneur, like who are you connected to? You know, it truly matters. You got to create those connections, those collaborations, because your next level is truly dependent upon who you're connected to. And that's why it's so important that you make sure that you use discernment in connecting to the right people that are going to, you know what, you're going to be able to relate to one another, and they're going to help you build each other up, and you're not tearing, you know, nobody's tearing you down. So you got to be careful, because as an entrepreneur, you got to make sure that you're using that level of discernment to make sure that you are making those relationships, connecting with the right individuals, and not just connecting, but fostering those relationships in order to build that strong network that's going to help each of you to have a collaboration that's going to help you to move forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So strong networks is important. Continuous learning, always learning, trading in some of the things that you used to do, listen to and hear and see, trading some of that stuff in for something that that's growing you, right? So continuous learning, also resilience. We talked about that earlier. Being a network marketer and being an entrepreneur, really, being an entrepreneur is stressful enough, right? Because it encompasses everything.
Right.
Being a network marketer we always say the thing that is the greatest challenge is going to yield you the greatest return, right? Because we always say, do what's hard first. Network marketing is, and I like to explain this because a lot of people don't understand what network marketing is. Network marketing is the great equalizer.
Yes, it is.
So what it does is, because it's a melting pot of people from all different walks of life. They have a bunch of different skill sets. Only because this is not about skill set. This is about mindset. So what happens when you get bricklayers in the same profession with doctors? What happens when you get nurses in the same profession with teachers? And what happens when you get attorneys and lawyers and Supreme Court justices in the same profession as everybody else? All of these people, no respective levels, when you come in, you've got a lot of different mindsets. That's why there's a blueprint for success when you come in.
Right.
It is not solely dependent on you knowing everything. That's the key. And we said it a minute ago, building a strong network. That's what this is. That's why we say it's the great equalizer, because you get the opportunity to come in, level the playing field. It doesn't matter. You could have a brain surgeon on your team. And that brain surgeon is like, and everybody's like, well, brain surgeon wouldn't need no extra money. You would be surprised.
I know, right?
Right? Money is relative, right? So you got a brain surgeon here, and you got somebody that, a home builder. You got somebody, you got a garbage man, and you got a doctor. You got all of these different contrasts of people with different mindsets, and because it's a melting pot, everybody has to come together and collaborate on the same level.
Right.
So it gets I don't want to say stressful. It gets you have to get creative, and it can get frustrating if you don't understand what's happening, right? So I'm gonna leave that alone and let you guys find out some of that on your own. But once you figure it out, like Pam and I did, there's nothing there's no network that you can't build. Right? There's nobody that you can't build together. You have to create a relationship,
and that's what we love about what we do. Is it truly is about building relationships with people. And when you build these relationships with people who think bigger, who think outside the box, and that's what network marketing is. It's a group of individuals who refuse to remain in a box and to jump outside of this box in order to grab a hold of something that gives them the potential to creating that unlimited type of freedom, whether it's financial, whether it's time freedom, whether it's legacy. You have all of this at your fingertips to where there's no limitations. And so it allows everybody who stopped dreaming, who stopped visualizing big, to now put themselves in a space in which everybody sees beyond the current circumstance, right? Everybody can now have the opportunity to open their eyes to now dreaming again and to visualizing themselves having more or doing more or impacting more, because it is incredible industry and it's happening, right? Bigger than any other industry out there for people who, only start off with just a little bit, who may not have a whole lot. But now you come in and you're able to bridge the gap. You're able to do more than bridge the gap, but it all boils down to your work ethic, and that's where people end up misunderstanding our industry, is because they get in and they don't want to work.
Right.
But it requires work, just like everything else. It's not a gimmick. It's not a scam. It's not a scheme. So just like anything else, if you go and you give your time to that job, to your boss, in which they pay you a fraction of a fraction of a fraction, but now you have an opportunity in which you can really give it your all to create unlimited opportunity. That's where people miss it. They don't do it. They don't put in the same effort.
Right. And it's the piece when you're looking at, you look at what a doctor goes through. He goes through high school. He goes through probably 8 more years of schooling, maybe plus some, and learns a skill set. And when we talk about certain professions, people can talk about them emphatically. Well, I'm a registered nurse. Well, I'm this, or I'm this. Everybody can talk about their professions and pump their chest because it's a skill set that they learned and they've done it. And some people aren't doing it. So it sets them apart. It makes them above average in the job industry.
Right.
But we say that this is the great equalizer, because you can come here and you can make whatever you want to make. You can make as much as you want to make, or you can make as little as you want to make. That's what I'm saying.
Paid every week.
It just depends on whether or not you're willing to work, right?
Right.
So time management is a biggie, right? You gotta have learn good time management skills. Some of you say, well, I suck at time management, and that's okay. But when you come in, you will quickly learn how to manage your time to get what you need and then what you want, right? So time management is important.
It is for success. You gotta have it.
Embracing creativity fuels the entrepreneurs in you, embracing that creativity. And the good thing about this is that you don't have to be super creative, because there's a blueprint already before you. And all you have to do is follow it. But the only creative part of it is you have to find out how you're going to put your thumbprint on it and make this your own.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you don't want to become somebody else in here. You want to become who you were created to be. And this gives you the opportunity to do that. Some people see this industry as, this is it for me. I know people that have done like Pam and have done network marketing for 30 some odd years, right? There are some people that did it for 5 years, got what they wanted out of it, and then they got the extra money they wanted and they did something else, right? And it's completely up to you. But this industry has been around since heck, since we were kids. I can't speak before that, but it's been around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So it's not going anywhere. So when you get people that say, well, network marketing is this, network marketing is that, and I didn't do this and I didn't get that out of it, it's because they didn't work. It's because they didn't work. Bottom line.
That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
They didn't put in the work. Put in work. I don't know why that song keeps coming.
I know, right?
Put in work. All right, I can't sing, y'all.
All right. That's around to hit a note.
Right. No, everything, the internet, everything gonna shut down if I try to sing. But no, you're absolutely right. And these are all the things that Nate and I, we learned along the way. In the beginning when we were failing. And again, we just realized that we had to change our mindset and to grow in order to really push through all of these things and to now line up the things to make sure that we were doing the right things, what's necessary in order to create the success that we wanted to see happen in our life. And then it just brings us to the fact that as an entrepreneur, you got to persist. You got to realize that it's not going to happen like yesterday, right? It's not something that you just put in the microwave. You're going to take it out in 30 seconds and it's ready, it's hot, it's good to go. No, this is a process. Being an entrepreneur is a process, right? But when you have dreams and you have goals and you get up and you have a plan and your why is strong enough and you understand your purpose and you're moving in your purpose, then you understand that attached to your purpose is process, right? And so through the process, you're going to grow and become who you need to become in order to create the success that you want to create. But most people end up quitting in the midst of the process, right? Like 3 Feet from Gold, an incredible book that we read along the way. Most people, will start things and they will do things, and then something will happen in life. Or they'll hear something negative from a friend or a family member or somebody, tries maybe something that they're selling or a product and they don't like it, and then all of a sudden they give up on their goals and their dreams, and they end up, quitting 3 feet from goal because they allowed somebody else to impart their limitations on them. And so now their belief becomes limited and they end up quitting.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we teach is to understand the financial literacy part of it. Pam and I have been through a lot financially, and we're still learning and applying things that we learn. And we've got a group of individuals right now that are in one of our lifestyle attack groups, and it's our very first lifestyle attack group. And we're actually taking them through the complete entrepreneur, we call them PREM, right? Taking them through the complete entrepreneur course so that they can actually understand the mind aspect of it, the body aspect of it, and the money. There's a lot of things going on in that group, and it's our first group. So it's definitely the pilot group for that. We're looking to start our second group here shortly. So if you want to be a part of the second lifestyle attack group, then you need to go to,
I want to say mbmattack.com. Yeah.
Go to mbmattack.com.
Like mind, body, money, attack.com and fill out the information.
Fill out the information, right? And do what it's telling you to do. And remember, that is the first test. If you can't follow the instructions on it, then we can't help you.
Right. But overall, I do want to share our main website that you can go to, and that is gohighernow.com. You want to connect with us. If you're out there and you have some goals, maybe it's your health goals and you are sick and tired of being unhealthy, you got pain in your body, you're struggling with weight loss. Remember, I'm down 10 pounds, inches off of this waistline. I can bend down, get back up. My knees no longer hurt. As we are truly excited about some incredible products that we are connected to, reach out to us. If you're struggling financially and you understand having an additional stream of income and you want to get started in something that doesn't require a whole lot of upfront money, but yet you have this unlimited potential income and you want to be coached, personally by individuals who have been able to be inducted into the $1 Million Hall of Fame, have earned millions in this industry, then definitely go to gohighernow.com and reach out to us or send us a DM because we are truly excited about this opportunity that we have in order to really help change the world with health and wellness and letting people know that they don't have to settle for the things that doctors say or the things that begin to happen in their bodies, but there are alternative methods
Right.
that you can begin to impart into your daily life by making some simple changes every single day, in which you can now begin to change your health drastically. And so we truly have the answer when it comes down to that.
Yeah. And we're having fun. You know,
Yes.
honestly, that's one of our models. You know, if we're not having fun, we don't really want to do it.
Nope.
Because, you know, I'm 55, soon to be 56. Pam will be 55 here in a moment, right? So it's all about your quality of life and what you're doing right now. You may have said, you know what, I hit that mark in my life where I'm ready to make a change. It's time for me to do something different and have something different. And that's where Pam and I come in. We've been in the industry of direct sales and network marketing for probably 30 some odd years. We've been health coaches, right? We've been health coaches, we've been leader coaches, we've been coaching for years now. So when it comes to building not just the business, but the first thing you have to build is the individual. That's why we teach a full course on financial literacy, budgeting, understanding how to make your money work, understanding what your money is and where it's going and all of that good stuff, helping you understand how to get yourself out of the hole and right the ship, right? So, you know, Pam and I have been through a lot of that.
Yeah, because we failed.
We failed, we've done all of that, right? So who better to help you guys get through all of that than somebody that's been battle tested.
This not book knowledge.
Yeah, this is not book knowledge.
No, and that's the difference. And that's one thing that even when it comes time to not just the things that we've gone through financially, the ups and the downs and that and the struggles and everything, you know, as far as that, but really learning through that process and realizing the things that we did wrong, the things that we didn't have to buy, the things that we should, you know, we learned through that process. But even in network marketing, I'm thankful that we failed for 20 something years before we started to create success about 10 years ago. Because every single thing, one thing that we can relate to our team and to people is that we've been through it. So there's nothing that anybody can go through out there that we haven't been through because we lived it. Right. And so, you know, even though in the midst of it at that time, until our mindset began to change, we didn't understand it right at that moment. But then as the years went on, as we began to work on our mindset every single day, we began to realize that, you know what, we had to go through that in order to learn, in order to now help our team and to help individuals to understand the certain things, because we didn't just wake up, you know, in this industry and boom, have instant success. You know, it didn't. It took us struggle. It took us pain.
That was our journey.
It was our journey.
It doesn't have to be.
So now you don't have to go through that, right? Sure. You don't have to go through it, and that's one of the greatest things about our industry. When you say lock arms with somebody, right? Because when you lock arms with somebody, we've already been battle tested. We've already been through the fire. We've already learned from our mistakes. So here's the answer. So now all you got to do it. And then you just need to have the right opportunity, the right coaches in order to help you get to the next level, right?
Absolutely.
And so that is, if that's you, send us that message and let's get started.
Send us a message. So you can go to two different websites, mbmattack.com, and you can read more about who Pam and I are at gohighernow.com. You know, join our team as we take 2024 by storm, and we teach you guys much, much more than just the industry of network marketing, right?
It's about the
total and the complete entrepreneur. All right. So until next time, guys. Again, I'm Nate McCray, the IO CEO. This is Pam McCray, the Butterfly Guys. We'll be back on Wednesday with another hard-hitting topic for you guys that's going to help you guys with your entrepreneurship and move you to the next level. Okay?
All right. So thank you for tuning in to the Live at 5. Somewhere around the world, it was 5 o'clock. Right. So we'll be back here at 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock on the West Coast on Wednesday. Until then, let's fly, y'all. All right. Let's fly. Let's keep on shining and understanding that, you know what? All you got to do is make a decision and change is yours. All right. Love you guys. You're welcome. Let's go. You got what it takes. Let's do it.
I got it.
What's the matter?
My eyes are getting better, they are, but
You know, it's testimonies.
my eyes are
Testimonies.
getting better, but
On the
'cause I could-
eyes.
that was much blurry before.
Yeah.
But I still can't read it yet. So
No, I
I gotta
can see
drink
far.
some more noni.
Drink more noni. Because we got testimonies on the noni and eyes, okay? So you just need to drink more
Oh
noni.
yeah, I know.
And optimals, right?
God bless y'all.
All right, God bless y'all.
Love
Love y'all. See y'all later. Blessings. Let's go, y'all. Bye-bye, y'all. Thank